I'm Peter Ferguson. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Living in DC. If you're thinking of moving to the city, you came to the right place. I love living in Washington, DC. Today's video, we're gonna take a look at what it's like to live on Capitol Hill, my favorite neighborhood. Now let's go take a look. You can't talk about DC without talking about Capitol Hill. Everything happens here. Everything through our city, everything through our country. This is the center of it all. Capitol Hill was developed in 1793. It was actually when the Capitol building was completed. They renamed what was originally Jenkins Hill into Capitol Hill. If you don't know DC, the one thing you should know is that DC sits on 4 quadrants: Northeast, Southeast, Northwest, and Southwest. The Capitol is right in the middle of all of it. Capitol Hill actually straddles 2 of those quadrants. They straddle Northeast and Southeast. It actually makes this the largest historic residential neighborhood in all of DC. So if you're a dog lover, you're gonna love this. Congressional Cemetery, one of the oldest, most historic cemeteries in the world, let alone DC, is a dog walker, dog owner's dream. It's a beautiful cemetery, but it allows people to walk their dogs without a leash, and it's a really, really big thing in Capitol Hill. In fact, hundreds of dog owners pay an annual membership to be able to walk their dog, and there's actually a wait list. Can you believe it? A wait list to hang out in the cemetery. But it's a thing here, and it's really, really cool, and it's got a great following. And for those tiny home buffs out there, DC's smallest home is actually in Capitol Hill. At 12th and C Northeast, there is a tiny home. It actually measures 9 feet wide, 28 feet long. It's only 252 square feet. It last rented in 2019 for $1,400 a month. So it may have gone up since then, it may have gone down, but it's pretty fascinating. People are willing to spend $1,400 a month for a 252 square foot home, and that is right here on Capitol Hill. Every neighborhood has the good and the bad. Now, I'm biased, I love Capitol Hill, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. I really believe these pros and cons are what people need to know when they're moving to DC. We're sitting in the nation's capital where people are going to the Capitol, the Supreme Court. You see a lot of people in suits, but to me, it's a very casual part of town. A more laid back, doesn't seem like many people are in a hurry. It's a very comfortable, maybe a little bit less busy than other parts of the city. It suits me, and if you're kind of a casual person and looking for that a little more laid back, Capitol Hill is actually a perfect spot. So when we talk about Capitol Hill being an old neighborhood, the oldest historic neighborhood in DC, what comes with that, while it's super charming, super amazing, is you get old homes, right? That is definitely a con for a lot of people. Some people love the charm of the old home, but that's not for everybody. It has some great parks. I'm currently shooting this video from Lincoln Park. There's also Stanton Park, and these 2 parks are a big part of Capitol Hill. On any given day, you'll see people hanging out, lounging, reading, relaxing in the parks. But on the weekends, you'll see a lot of families. You'll see people picnicking, people relaxing. You'll see yoga groups, workout groups, mommy groups. Brings a great culture to the neighborhood, knowing that there's always something going on in either Lincoln Park or Stanton Park. The one place that would definitely be part of your life if you move to Capitol Hill is Eastern Market. It's one of my favorite markets. Weekdays, you can go there and shop for your produce, your meat, your fish. But on the weekends, it's like the biggest flea market you could find. On the weekend here, this street's shut down. Vendors all over the place. Over here, we would have a ton of food, like food vendors, cookies, tacos, coffee, things like that. And it's just it's the place to be. People, if you live in Capitol Hill, you know, and if you move to Capitol Hill, you will spend a lot of weekends walking around here at Eastern Market. This place had been burnt down twice. The War of 1812, it got burnt down, and it was rebuilt in 1873, and then again in 2007, it was burnt down, and the city spent
2 years and $22 million to restore it. So it's an important part of DC history, and it's a really important part of Capitol Hill's way of life and culture.
Just over by the market is actually a great little spot called Barracks Row. A bunch of restaurants and bars, and it's a really good place for entertainment. One of the things I really like about the location of Barracks Row, aside from the fact they have great restaurants, is it's actually a very walkable spot to get to Nationals Park. So if you are living in Capitol Hill and you're going to a Nats game or you're going to a concert at Nationals Park, a lot of times people will start off with dinner over on Barracks Row. Any city, any neighborhood, if it's a popular neighborhood, there's going to be traffic. There's lots of restaurants, there's lots of things to do. So there's going to be a lot of people coming from different parts of the city, people coming from the suburbs, but there is a lot of traffic. Also, East Capitol Street, Pennsylvania Avenue, which are part of Capitol Hill, are great thoroughfares to get to different parts of the city, and those just tend to be busy. Access to other parts of the city is fantastic. In other neighborhoods, you might be figuring out where the one metro is that can get you to work, can get you to different parts of the city. Capitol Hill has a bunch of different options for you. You have the Eastern Market Metro, you have the Capitol South Metro, got the Noma Station, you've got Union Station, the Potomac Avenue Station, even the Stadium Armory is an easy walk for a lot of people in Capitol Hill. So you have a ton of different options. It makes Capitol Hill a very convenient place for a lot of people to live. And you can walk to everything. So it's a very walkable neighborhood. And there's great sights, great architecture as you're walking through the city or through the neighborhood. Definitely one of my favorite things about Capitol Hill. Of course, there's so much more to Capitol Hill than what I was able to do in this time, but I hope it helped you. I hope it gave you some insights on what it's like to live on Capitol Hill. If you have any questions, you want to view anything, want to get to know the city a little bit more, please reach out. If this helped you, please like and click the subscribe button.